during the 1980s, Vice President Bush actually, took the Arab Nazis out of the closet for the last time and used them to recruit the Mujahideen in Afghanistan. But this was too much even for the Saudis. They wouldn't let this crazy army of second-generation Nazis back into their country, so they paid them off to stay out of Saudi Arabia and go bomb somewhere else. And they eventually did on 9/11. What the 9/11 Commission doesn't know is that the Justice Department and the State Department have withheld all the Muslim Brotherhood files from them. And there was a huge Muslim Brotherhood support network for Al-Qaeda in the U.S. that helped the 9/11 bombers. To this day, America is the only Western nation that doesn't declare the Muslim Brotherhood as a terrorist group. Even the Arab states do that. A professor here in Florida named Sami Al-Arian, who was actually on the world board of a terrorist group, the Palestinian Islamic Jihad, one of the splinter factions of the Muslim Brotherhood. And the FBI was trying to recruit him as an informant. So I got frantic calls from people in the FBI and CIA saying, "You're going to help us. The Justice Department won't allow us to touch this guy." So what I did was I donated money to Professor Al-Arian's charities and then sued him to find out where my money had gone and exposed him as a major terrorist leader in America. I'll give you another example. This guy, Sami Al-Arian, I talked about the Muslim Brotherhood, had also set up a gigantic stolen car ring in America, because you can steal a luxury car in America, ship it to Saudi Arabia, and sell it for 3 times its value. So we actually found that the purchaser of these stolen cars was a member of the Al-Qaeda Golden Chain. That's the top financiers of Osama bin Laden. And the cars that wouldn't fetch a big price, the older ones, were made into car bombs and used against American soldiers in Iraq. We found in at least 2 cases through the vehicle identification numbers of cars that have been stolen in America, shipped through Al-Arian's network here in Tampa, and were later used as car bombs to kill American soldiers. The investigation was quashed by the FBI. Secret Service, Customs, ICE were all coming to me saying, "What the heck is going on? Here is this major investigation." Never made the light of day. Bill Warner came to me right after the Al-Arian case and said he had this great idea. If I gave him the names of, terrorist supporters of Sami Al-Arian in America, terrorist suspects, he was going to send them advertisements. And Bill's advertisement was, "Try our international calling card free for 90 days, and we hope that you sign up with our phone service." Well, one of the idiots actually did it. And once we had his phone records, then we were able to legally go to other phone companies and purchase the calling records of the people that he called to solicit further customers. So in essence, we became the Muslim Brotherhood's phone company, and they didn't know it. It was absolutely remarkable. So Bill kept, he remortgaged his house, took out $20,000, and kept buying more and more phone records. And within a year after 9/11, I had correlated those records against terrorist attacks around the world, and were able to show, for example, that every time a certain guy in Los Angeles in the Muslim Brotherhood called a Palestinian refugee camp in Jordan, that a terrorist attack in Israel would take place that same day. We're able to show 100% correlation against Al-Qaeda operations. It was just incredible. So we turned this giant phone database over to Northern Command, part of the U.S. military responsible for protecting America. We said, we think we have a map here of every terrorist logistical support cell in America. And when the military ran it through their computers, it lit up like a Christmas tree. They couldn't believe it. They knew that there were numbers overseas were terrorists. They didn't know who they were calling in America. So the military asked the FBI to come in to help them get search warrants and computer taps. And the FBI typically took credit for the operation. Neither Bill Warner nor I ever got the $1 million reward for justice for, tracking down terrorists. But what did happen is, as soon as the FBI found out that we had identified the Muslim Brotherhood, they all stopped using our phone cards.